Welcome to Midnight Terrors, where spine-chilling tales come to life. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss a single story that'll keep you up at night. We're on a mission to grow, and your support is everything. Share these terrifying stories with your friends, family, and anyone who dares to listen. Thanks for being part of the journey. Let's begin. The Mystery of the Quarries. The story begins in a remote region of Africa, where a sprawling, abandoned quarry sits beneath a perpetually cloudy sky. Known locally as the Scarred Lands, the quarry is a maze of deep pits and jagged stone formations. Villagers whisper about strange lights emanating from its depths on moonless nights, and even the bravest avoid the site after sundown. For centuries, it has been a place of dread and reverence, shrouded in both fear and mystery. Few know its true purpose, and even fewer dare to investigate. Enter our protagonist, Dr. Evelyn Carter, a determined archaeologist specializing in ancient civilizations. She arrives with a small team to document the quarry's history for a documentary. Evelyn is fascinated by the intricate carvings etched into the quarry walls, depicting celestial maps and beings with elongated limbs holding what appear to be stars. Her research points to a link between the quarry and alien lore, a tantalizing clue suggesting that the site may have served as more than just a place for stone extraction. Unbeknownst to Evelyn and her team, the quarry harbors a secret older than recorded history, guardians shrouded in darkness and bound by blood. These protectors, descendants of an ancient cult, call themselves the Sons of the Stars. For centuries, whispers of their existence have been dismissed as legend, but within their ranks lies an unholy truth. Their pact, forged in desperation and terror millennia ago, demands unwavering devotion to a singular, sinister purpose: to guard the portal hidden within the quarry and keep it sealed at all costs. The portal, a gateway between worlds, remains dormant, its silence ensured only through blood sacrifice. The Sons of the Stars are no ordinary cult. Passed from father to son, their traditions are steeped in ritual and terror. Their chants echo through the quarry's abandoned tunnels during the dead of night, each syllable a plea to appease the portal's insatiable hunger. Sacrifices are made in secret under the pale glow of the moon, their blood painting ancient runes carved into the stone walls. Few who wander too close live to speak of the horrors they've glimpsed. Figures clad in tattered robes, their faces obscured by masks resembling constellations, chanting as they drag their prey toward the abyss. Among them is Jabari, a reluctant heir to this dreadful legacy. Unlike his forefathers, who embraced their duty with fervor, Jabari wrestles with the morality of their actions. He questions the need for the slaughter, the endless cycle of death that has bound his family for generations. Yet despite his doubts, the dreams haunt him. They are vivid and visceral, each one more horrifying than the last. The portal yawning open, its edges writhing with otherworldly energy, grotesque shadows clawing their way into the world, their whispers promising ruin. The stars, their alignment nearing completion, pulse in his visions like a cosmic heartbeat, reminding him that time is running out. The warning is clear. The portal's hunger grows insatiable, and the quarry trembles with a sinister anticipation. Evelyn and her team, driven by their pursuit of discovery, have unwittingly placed themselves in the crosshairs of the Sons of the Stars. Their presence threatens to upset the delicate balance, drawing the portal closer to awakening. Jabari watches from the shadows, torn between his inherited duty to protect the secret at all costs and his longing to break free from the bloody chains of tradition. But the portal has other plans. Strange phenomena begin to plague the quarry. Whispers emanate from the depths, rocks shift unnaturally, and those who linger too long feel a cold presence watching them. One by one, Evelyn's team begins to unravel, succumbing to paranoia and dread. The Sons of the Stars close in, their knives gleaming under starlight, ready to perform their sacred duty. Yet within Jabari, a flicker of rebellion burns, threatening to ignite into a blaze that could change the fate of both worlds. As the stars align, and the quarry's secrets claw their way to the surface, Evelyn must uncover the truth behind the portal before the Sons of the Stars strike. But some truths are better left buried, and some gates are never meant to open. As Evelyn's team delves deeper into the quarry, they uncover strange artifacts, blackened stones that hum faintly when touched, tools far too advanced for the time period, and an altar stained dark with ancient blood. Evelyn also notices a recurring pattern in the carvings, depictions of human figures being offered to towering, alien-like beings beneath a swirling vortex. Sacrifices, Evelyn whispers to herself, piecing together the grim history. The quarry wasn't just a site of extraction. It was a sacred site where human lives were offered to what ancient texts call the visitors. That night, the team's camp is visited by a local elder, Nia, who warns them to leave. Nia tells a haunting tale of how her ancestors were forced into servitude by beings from beyond the stars. The quarry, she explains, is a gateway, a portal, and the sacrifices were not just offerings, but necessary keys to keeping the gateway sealed. If you awaken the quarry, she says, no force on earth will stop what comes through. Quick pause. Help spread the word. A simple recommendation from you to a friend helps us reach more people and lets us keep creating content you love. Thanks for being part of this journey. The first signs of awakening. Evelyn dismisses the elder's story as local superstition until strange phenomena begin to occur. One of her crew members, Jonas, disappears overnight, leaving behind only his camera. The footage shows Jonas wandering into the quarry, mesmerized by a faint, otherworldly glow. His voice can be heard muttering, "They're calling me," before the screen goes black. The camera captures one final chilling moment. A shadowy figure standing at the edge of the frame, its elongated silhouette glowing faintly as it reaches toward Jonas. Terrified, the team searches for Jonas, their voices echoing through the quarry's cavernous depths. They find no trace of him, except for a pile of blackened stones arranged in a spiral pattern, pulsating faintly. Evelyn tries to rationalize the events, but the team's collective fear is palpable. The once cohesive group begins to splinter, paranoia taking hold. That night, a cold wind sweeps through the camp, carrying with it strange whispers. One crew member, Lisa, claims to see glowing eyes watching them from the quarry's edge. Another, Mark, wakes up screaming, his arms covered in strange, swirling marks that weren't there before. Despite the growing unease, Evelyn refuses to abandon her research. She is determined to uncover the truth, even as her team fractures under the weight of fear. Tensions rise as accusations fly. Was Jonas's disappearance an accident or something more sinister? Evelyn begins to notice Jabari, posing as a local guide, watching them from the shadows. His behavior grows increasingly erratic, and Evelyn catches him whispering prayers in an ancient tongue near the altar. One night, Evelyn follows Jabari into the quarry and confronts him. Jabari warns her that they have disturbed forces far beyond their understanding. "The portal is stirring," he says, his voice trembling. "If it opens, there will be no turning back." Before Evelyn can press him for answers, a low, resonant hum fills the air, emanating from the quarry's depths. The ground beneath them begins to tremble, and a faint, swirling light appears far below. The team's camp is thrown into chaos as the hum intensifies. Equipment malfunctions, and the air grows thick with an unexplainable energy. Evelyn knows they are running out of time, but she cannot shake the feeling that Jonas's disappearance was only the beginning. Something ancient and powerful is awakening, and it is hungry. The carving's meaning becomes clearer. The portal requires 3 sacrifices to fully open. Evelyn discovers that the quarry's protectors have already claimed 2 lives in preparation. Jonas was the second. This revelation chills her to the core as she realizes the 3rd and final sacrifice must be imminent. Jabari, torn between his duty and his growing sympathy for Evelyn, warns her to leave before it's too late. He later explains that the quarry's portal aligns with a rare celestial event that happens once every 5,000 years. When the alignment is complete, the portal will open, allowing beings from another dimension to enter Earth. They won't just come to visit, Jabari says. They will conquer. Despite his warning, Evelyn refuses to leave. She believes the quarry's secrets could rewrite history and refuses to abandon her research. Jabari, desperate to prevent the portal's opening, turns against his fellow protectors, sparking a deadly confrontation. The cult's leader, Omari, captures Evelyn and reveals that she has been chosen as the final sacrifice. Under the light of a rare celestial alignment, Omari begins the ritual. Evelyn is bound to the blood-stained altar as Jabari fights to save her. Meanwhile, the quarry begins to tremble, and a swirling vortex, identical to the one depicted in the carvings, appears above the altar. Through the vortex, shadowy figures with glowing eyes peer into our world, waiting for the final seal to be broken. In a desperate act, Jabari disrupts the ritual, charging at Omari with a primal roar. His attack is frenzied, fueled by fear and fury, catching Omari off guard and toppling him to the ground. Evelyn, still bound and trembling, watches in horror as the vortex above them flickers, its ravenous tendrils lashing out like spectral whips. The alien figures lurking within the portal shift closer, their grotesque forms illuminated in the eerie crimson glow. Jabari frees Evelyn, but the vortex only grows more erratic. Its hunger unquenched, pulling debris, light, and even whispers of their own breath into its gaping maw. Evelyn, clutching her side in pain, pieces together the awful truth. The vortex cannot be stopped unless the ancient altar, the very keystone of its existence, is destroyed. Nearby, a rusted sledgehammer leans against the quarry wall, forgotten and heavy with age. Evelyn seizes it, her hands shaking as the air thickens with an unnatural pressure. Jabari screams for her to hurry, fending off the remaining cult members who seem possessed, their eyes glazed over as they chant incomprehensible words. One of them lunges, a jagged blade catching Jabari's arm, but he fights through the pain, driven by sheer adrenaline. Evelyn raises the sledgehammer and swings with every ounce of strength she can summon. The first blow cracks the surface of the altar, releasing a deafening wail from the vortex. The sound isn't just heard, it's felt, deep in their bones, as though the universe itself is protesting. She strikes again, and the altar begins to crumble, its intricate carvings leaking an oily black mist that snakes toward the collapsing portal. As the altar disintegrates, the vortex convulses, folding in on itself. The alien figures claw at the edges of the portal, their grotesque limbs disintegrating into ash as they're dragged into the collapsing void. The ground beneath the quarry splits open, shaking violently as chunks of rock tumble into the abyss. The sky above darkens unnaturally, thunder rumbling though no storm clouds are visible. Jabari grabs Evelyn just as the ground beneath the altar caves in, pulling it and the remaining cultists into the abyss. The vortex screams one final time, a sound so unearthly it seems to fracture reality, before imploding, sending a shockwave that hurls Evelyn and Jabari into the quarry walls. Dazed but alive, they claw their way up the unstable rock, the earth groaning and crumbling around them. Just as they reach the surface, the entire quarry collapses with a deafening roar, burying the cursed site and any remnants of the portal under tons of stone. For a moment there is silence, broken only by their ragged breathing. But as Evelyn looks back at the ruins, she swears she hears a faint whisper, a promise that the vortex's hunger may one day return. Evelyn emerges from the quarry forever changed. Her footage and findings are confiscated by a shadowy government agency, leaving her with no proof of what transpired. Jabari disappears, his fate unknown, but Evelyn suspects he survived and returned to his people. Though the portal is closed, Evelyn knows the stars will align again one day. As she stares at the night sky, she can't shake the feeling that Earth has not seen the last of the quarry's alien visitors. Evelyn makes a solemn vow. She will scour the globe to uncover any hidden quarries that might conceal similar portals. No more lives will be sacrificed, not on her watch. She's determined to shield Earth and humanity from the unimaginable dangers lurking on the other side. Her mission is clear: to ensure these gateways remain sealed forever, to prepare humanity for the unknown threats beyond, and to stand as the first line of defense against the darkness that could emerge.